Hello and welcome back to sportsbookreview.com. Today we are talking NBA Western Conference semis with our expert handicapper Dave Golikoff. How's it going today, Dave?
Life is good, man. How are you?
Life is great, thank you. Now let's get right into this Game 2 matchup featuring the Grizzlies and the Warriors for tomorrow night in Oakland. Now the Grizzlies look to pull even after last night's loss, but they really are going to have to change up their game plan. They usually stay at home on defense, and this clearly is not going to work against the Warriors, as their perimeter shooting is much too good, especially given all that space. Now, what can the Grizzlies do to combat this, aside from changing their whole game plan, Dave?
The Grizzlies need to find a way to make this a slow, grind them out type of a contest, half-court game, and really everything needs to flow through Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol at the offensive end. If you look at the advanced analytics, the Grizzlies were actually in this game when those guys had a touch down the court, and the numbers show that they were really getting blown out when they would go down and not pass the ball to at least one of these guys to try to make something happen from the inside out. So that needs to change, but to truth be told, a lot needs to change for the Grizzlies. They also need to find a way to cover the perimeter even better. The scary thing here is that Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, they only combined for 40 points, which is on the low side for them. Curry had 22, Thompson had 18. Those guys can do a lot more damage on the perimeter. So Memphis already lost by 15 with those guys having mediocre games. They need to find a way to cover them and expect them to be even better on the perimeter. That's a big concern. So Memphis has a lot of work to do for game number 2.
Yeah, they really need to spread that defense out a little bit. Now, the Warriors have been cruising this playoffs. I really see that continuing in this series. I don't see much changing here tomorrow night. What does Golden State need to do to keep this train rolling, Dave?
Well, I think as long as Mike Conley Jr. is still out or not 100% for Memphis, I think that's a big problem. He's obviously an excellent offensive player. He runs their offense. He kind of calms things down, steadies the ship, and he's clearly an all-star player. But where they really miss him right now is on the defensive end. And you've got guys like Nick Kalathis and Bino Udrih who are trying to cover Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and it's just not working. And again, those guys had modest games. So there's a lot of room for improvement for those guys, and that's the scary part here. There's also Leandro Barbosa coming off the bench. I think he chipped in 6 or 8 points yesterday. Like the Grizzlies' perimeter defense without Conley is just that much weaker. So for for Golden State, it's really more of the same. Play stellar defense, shoot well, outscore Memphis on the three-point line, and they're probably going to win. And those things are probably all going to happen in game number 2.
All right, well, Golden State comes into this game as a favorite. I can't see them losing right now, personally. Now, what's your play for this game tonight, Dave?
I'm going to lay the points with Golden State again. I think that I don't see anything changing for game 2. Even if Conley's able to play, he's still in so much pain that I don't know how effective he's going to be. He might actually hurt the team. Other than that, I don't see anything changing other than Golden State maybe having some room for improvement. They didn't really go off in game number 1, and they still won handily. They were up by, I think, 17 in the fourth quarter. Again, Curry just 22, Thompson just 18, Bogut only had 4. Draymond Green had a good game with 16. But Barnes only had 11. So there's a lot of room for improvement with that starting lineup. And I don't think that Memphis is going to have any answer on the perimeter to stop those two guys. So I actually think Golden State can play better in game number 2. So I'm going to take them to cover.
And as always, remember to keep it locked right here on SBRpicks.com for all your NBA playoff previews and predictions.